Congratulations, my beloved son, my beloved daughter. Your arrival at this very moment is no accident, it is the result of divine orchestration. You have just stepped into a sacred turning point, a threshold that holds the power to transform your life in ways you've never imagined. You were not brought here by coincidence, but by an unseen, guiding hand that has watched over you from the beginning. I am the Lord your God, and I have chosen this precise moment to speak to you not vaguely, not distantly, but with clarity, intention, and love. I urge you to stay with this message until the very end. Do not allow distraction to steal what is about to be released, because if your heart is open and your spirit receptive, this will not be a moment of ordinary words, it will be a moment of impartation, of divine revelation, of the breakthrough you've been longing for. I have seen the tears you shed in silence. I have heard the prayers whispered in the stillness, and I have carried the heaviness that you felt. Today, I come not with routine words, but with something consecrated. This message is not common, and this moment is drenched in sacred purpose. You are standing at the edge of a miracle. You are moments away from walking through a spiritual gateway that most never even approach. And yet, here you are still, present, attentive, proving that even if your faith feels small, it is alive. And that little faith, though seemingly insignificant, is more than enough for me to move mountains. You waited long. You've endured the tests. You've walked through shadows, feeling at times like everything was falling apart. But let me assure you, nothing was ever truly lost. Behind the scenes, beyond what your eyes could see, I was aligning everything with divine precision. And now, the appointed hour has come. Today is not just another day. It is a divine encounter. I ask you to open your heart fully, yes, your mind too, but more so your spirit, because this is not just a message, this is a visitation. This moment carries the breath of my spirit, the echo of my living word, and the weight of my promise to you. I do not deceive. I do not forget. I do not arrive late. And now, listen closely. I am about to unveil something that will completely shift your perspective. I have reserved for you a blessing so profound that your eyes have yet to see it, your ears have yet to hear it, and your heart has yet to even conceive of it. It is vast, it is precious, and I have held it close, guarding it like a divine treasure, and now, the time has come for it to be revealed. It is manifesting, but pay close attention, for not everyone will receive it. Only those who hear with ears of faith, who keep their hearts open and sensitive to my voice, will be able to take hold of what I've already set in place. Do you feel it stirring? Can you sense that inner shift, that movement deep within you as these words reach your spirit? This is not mere emotion. This is not chance. It is my spirit encountering you, stirring what has long been dormant, confirming what you silently hoped for. That flicker of desire, that dream you thought had faded, is reigniting with a renewed flame. I am working right now, not only in the areas you've been praying for, yes, even your finances I am reaching, but deeper still, I am moving through the inner chambers of your heart, your emotions, your identity, your relationships, your spiritual core. I am entering like dawn's light, breaking through the darkness, touching places you thought were forgotten or beyond repair. Consider for a moment the reality that I, the one who shaped galaxies, who speaks and universes respond, have chosen to incline toward you to hear your whispers, and now to respond. That very blessing you've yearned for is no longer distant. It's not a fantasy. It is my living promise, breathing life, pressing close, standing right outside your door. But hear this truth clearly. The blessing I'm releasing requires something from you, an act of faith. Not works, not rituals, not outward performance, but a genuine belief, a listening heart, an openness to what I am saying. Because if you tune this out, if you dismiss these words, you may miss the encounter I've designed for you. This message will not be received by everyone. Many will scroll past. Many will see only surface. Many will treat this as just another message. But you, yes, you who feel the resonance of truth in your soul, you who feel the fire rising again, do not walk away. This is not ordinary. This is your divine appointment. This is your sacred invitation. This is the voice of your God saying to you, my child, I am here. Do not be afraid. Rise up. Believe. Step forward. I am doing something unprecedented, something marvelous, something that will echo into eternity. Remain here. Be still. Because in what follows, I will begin to unveil specific confirmations, proof that this message was custom designed for your life long before your first breath. My beloved, read slowly, for what you're seeing now is more than text. These are divine declarations, a holy decree sent from heaven directly to your soul, wrapped in purpose, filled with destiny. It is no accident that your eyes are reading these words right now, nor is it chance that something deep within your spirit is awakening. It is because my voice is echoing in the innermost part of your being. I am the Lord your God, and on this day, I proclaim a shift over your life. A new season is beginning. A season of release, of provision, of supernatural overflow. Just as the heavens respond to the cry of faith, they are opening now, right now, to pour upon you what has been held in reserve for this appointed time. Listen closely. Today is not an ordinary day. Today is the moment I scheduled in eternity for you to receive what you have long awaited. Not next week, not in some distant tomorrow. Today is the day of divine access, the day when I move powerfully on your behalf to bring breakthrough in your finances, provision, and every area that has been under strain. I am the God of covenant, the same God who prospered Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and just as I blessed them, so I will bless you. My character does not shift, my promises never fail, and what I have spoken over you will be fulfilled without delay. I will cause you to prosper fully, completely, and abundantly, not by worldly definitions, but according to my own eternal standard, which is flawless, overflowing, and without limit. I do not deal in small portions, nor do I hold back from those who have chosen to trust in me. You, who have believed even in scarcity, who have continued despite closed doors, who gave when you had little to offer, you are the one who will now receive in abundance. I see your unwavering faith, and to the faithful, I unlock paths where none seem to exist. I multiply what appears insufficient. I release wisdom to generate increase. I provide access to doors that no one can block. What I say is not a fleeting promise or emotional lift. It is eternal truth. It is divine certainty, and it always manifests for those who place their hope in me. I am faithful, and I will never fail my word. If you believe what I'm declaring today, if you dare to trust it, then prepare yourself for a radical shift in your financial atmosphere. Like rain falling after a long drought, you will witness new life springing up in areas that seem dry and barren. Where things once seemed lifeless, abundance will emerge. Where stagnation lingered, flow will begin. Do you believe this? Because if you carry even the smallest seed of faith, Then ready your heart. What I am about to do will exceed your greatest expectations. You will no longer crawl through the dust of despair, for a financial shift is rapidly approaching. The chapter of lack and limitation is closing, and you are standing at the threshold of unlocking a heavenly gateway of divine provision. This is not an emotional exaggeration, it is a living word, released straight from my throne and directed to you. Open your heart wide, because the downpour of blessings will be so mighty, so abundant, that you'll be overwhelmed in awe. You will find yourself asking, "Lord, how can this be?" And I will respond, because you believed in the silence, because you did not walk away when I called, because you made space in your heart for my voice. I have witnessed every struggle you endured. I have counted the days you've walked through financial strain. I have seen your generous spirit giving freely even when your own hands were empty. And now I, your God, am about to release such a mighty wave of abundance over your life that your only response will be worship. Your only words, a testimony of my faithfulness. Don't dismiss this moment. Don't harden your hearing. Don't quench the fire I've placed inside your spirit. This day, yes. This very day is marked as the beginning of a total financial transformation. This is your day of breakthrough, the day when divine promise collides with earthly reality. Today is the day of miraculous provision, the day when long-awaited harvest bursts forth. I have set aside for you a miracle like no other, a personal display of my boundless love, intimate care, and sovereign power. Before you took your first breath, I had already woven this moment into your life's design. Before you ever felt the sting of lack, I had written a future of provision over your name. There is no limit to what I can do for you. Don't place restrictions where I've already created access. Don't lower your expectations when what I've prepared is vast, everlasting, and dripping with glory. I am your provider. I am the God of wonders, the one who forms abundance from emptiness, the one who transforms drought into rivers overflowing. Nothing is too difficult for me. This is my declaration to you. Believe with your whole heart, wait with expectancy, act boldly in faith because fulfillment has already been activated. What's coming will exceed your dreams, overflow your containers, and forever mark your life with my goodness. Pay close attention, for I do not speak without purpose. Every word you're receiving in this very moment carries divine intent, weighty with eternity, saturated with power to transform. This is not background noise, nor the echo of fleeting human thoughts. It is my voice, the voice of your Creator, speaking straight to your spirit. I am not here to entertain or soothe you with illusions. I am here to liberate you, to establish you in a truth that is unshakable and everlasting. I am unchanging yesterday, today, and forever, and what I've begun in you cannot be undone by any force. Your journey to this point is not a result of luck or sheer will. It is my hand that has guided every step, even the ones that felt lost, even the moments that seemed off course. I was with you when confusion clouded your path, when the temptation to quit loomed large, when the whispers of fear tried to take root, and yet you pressed forward. That unseen determination did not go unnoticed. Heaven watched as you endured, as you obeyed when no one was watching, as you sowed hope in the darkest valleys. Those private tears, those hidden sacrifices, are about to bear a harvest you cannot yet imagine. I will bring you out of dry places and lead you into a season marked by steady provision. But understand this well, the new place I'm taking you isn't just about shifting your surroundings. It's about transforming how you see. I will awaken your spirit with clarity so profound, you will begin to recognize my movement with ease. You'll know when to pause, when to act, when to speak, and when silence holds more power. Many are restless because they are caught in the noise, unable to separate my voice from their thoughts, but you are being refined. I am tuning your spiritual senses so that you are led not by fleeting feelings, but by divine insight. You will begin to make decisions others won't understand, bold steps that seem irrational to them, but are perfectly aligned with my divine strategy. And these very steps will launch you into the destiny I have set aside just for you. Don't measure yourself against others. Don't fixate on their timelines, their achievements, or the routes they've taken. Your journey is custom designed, distinct, traced with my eternal fingerprint. You are walking a sacred path, one that carries my unmistakable mark. You don't need anyone's validation when you carry my authority. In the days ahead, you will witness an extraordinary acceleration in your life. What once took years to unfold will now happen in a matter of weeks. Delayed answers will begin to arrive swiftly, not because the circumstances around you have changed, but because you have changed. You have been molded, refined, and strengthened to hold what once would have overwhelmed you. And now, you are prepared not through perfection, but through surrender. It's never been about possessing endless strength, but about knowing the true source of it. And because you fixed your eyes on me, I now turn my full attention to you. I will prove that my promises were never just hopeful sayings. I will confirm that my word never returns empty. You will see with your own eyes that when I speak, everything aligns. The earth responds, time bends, hearts are stirred, and doors you once stood before helplessly will now swing wide open at the sound of my name. You won't have to strive in your own effort to bring about what only I can do. You'll need only to remain firm-rooted, confident, tuned into my voice, responsive to my leading. That posture of obedience is the very path that unlocks the fullness of blessing. Don't be intimidated by the magnitude of what's approaching. Don't pull back because it seems too vast. I'm the one who equips you. I'm the one who trains you. I didn't anoint you for mediocrity, nor did I shape you for the ordinary. I have formed you in the hidden places to reveal you in the right moment, not for your elevation, but for the expression of my glory through your life. This is not about boasting, but about walking in authority marked by humility. For those who have endured the fire don't rise in pride, they rise in worship. And now hear me clearly. Nothing you've lost, no matter how painful, will ever outweigh the glory of what's coming. No wound will compare to the healing joy that's about to fill your soul. I restore abundantly. When I heal, I leave no trace of the wound. When I give, I pour out until it surpasses every expectation. When I open a door, no force on earth can shut it, and you are about to witness these truths unfold before your very eyes. So stop looking behind you. Stop questioning the past. Stop grieving what didn't come to pass. What I am doing is fresh, alive, and it is already emerging. Only those who trust in me can perceive it, and you have trusted. That's why now is your moment to step into the manifestation of what once existed only as a whispered promise. Stay focused, for every word you are receiving in this very moment has been spoken from eternity into your present reality with divine intent. What's taking place right now is not ordinary. This is not merely a message meant to inspire. This is a sacred impartation, a spiritual breakthrough designed specifically for you. What was stuck is being released, and what was held back is being activated right now. This is not just encouraging words, it is my divine intervention, tailor-made for your journey. For too long, You've carried a weight that was never yours to bear. You've relied on your own efforts, your strength, your plans, and strategies trying to hold together what could only be upheld by my power. You've done your best, and yet deep within, you sensed something was still missing, not because you failed, but because what you were building was only one piece of a much larger picture. What I'm calling you into now is not the outcome of your skill or your capacity. It's beyond what any human effort could achieve. What I've set apart for you cannot be measured by what you've seen before. It is divine in origin. It is supernatural in nature. What I'm about to release in your life doesn't follow the rules of human understanding, doesn't wait for ideal conditions, and doesn't require visible resources. My provision flows from higher places. It travels through hidden channels. It arrives from unexpected directions. Get ready, what's coming is not bound by logic. It's ruled by my spirit. I create paths through oceans, draw water from solid stone, send bread from the skies, and now, just as I did before, I am carving new and surprising ways in the middle of your lack. I am dismantling old patterns, pulling down invisible walls that kept your vision confined, and placing you on ground that is rich ground prepared for growth, for purpose, and for fulfillment. This is the appointed moment when the pace of your life shifts into alignment with heaven's rhythm. What once felt disjointed will begin to fit together with divine precision. Connections you thought were lost will return with new meaning. The silence that once stung your soul will be replaced by clarity and answers. Everything that appeared stuck, paused, or without motion is now being touched by my hand, not in chaos, not in spectacle, but with authority, intention, and power. I am working in stillness, yet what I am doing carries weight. My moves may not shake the earth with noise, but they always produce undeniable fruit. And those who truly walk with me will recognize it, because they've learned that my voice is often quiet but never powerless. The physical limitations you see will not stop what I have ordained, because my favor surrounding you is stronger than any opposition or barrier in your way. At the same time, I am purifying your inner lens. I'm teaching you how to distinguish between what seems urgent and what is truly essential, between what has lasting value and what merely passes with time. You will no longer move based on what your eyes see, but by the insight I place within you. You will no longer react to situations emotionally, but respond with wisdom and spiritual confidence. I am sharpening your spiritual hearing so that my voice will stand out above the noise. Because what I have prepared for you cannot be accessed through confusion or distraction. You need clarity, and I am giving it. You need guidance, and I am already providing it. My only request is this: do not close your heart. Do not allow fear to rob you of what hath been intricately prepared for this very season. Don't wait for everyone around you to validate what I've said. Don't expect others to fully grasp the journey you're on. Many won't understand that change is happening in your life. Many won't see what I've shown you, and that's perfectly okay. Your calling does not require approval. What it does require is your obedience. If you choose to move forward in obedience even when the path feels unclear, I will reveal to you that faith is never in vain. Every confident step you take will bring you closer to fulfillment, to the visible unfolding of the promises I have spoken over your life. This is a divine shift. It marks the transition where what once appeared chaotic begins to form divine order. It's the season when delays turn into divine acceleration. It's the moment when what you longed for in the quiet corners of your heart will now be rewarded in the open, for all to see. Not because of merit, but because it has been appointed by my will. So remain steady. Don't step back. Don't allow exhaustion to distort your discernment. You are nearer than you realize. Every seed sown in faith, every offering made in trust, every hardship endured in silence, I have seen it all, and I will reward it, not sparingly, but in abundance, in honor, in divine glory. What I am crafting in your life is not only a breakthrough, it is a testimony that will bring lasting impact and fulfill eternal design. Be vigilant, for what I am showing you now is not repetition, it is deeper revelation. You are being drawn into a higher spiritual atmosphere, one where limited reasoning no longer guides you, but where divine insight leads your steps. This is not a moment for indecision or second-guessing. It is a moment to stand in certainty, to lay hold of the words I've declared over you, and to act based on the truth I have embedded within your spirit. There is a fire stirring within you even now, a holy fire that burns away confusion, shakes off instability, and dismantles every lie that made you feel undeserving or incapable. I am clearing the soil of your mind, removing the debris of doubt, so you can clearly perceive what lies ahead. Many try to grasp the times by observing external signs, interpreting events, or leaning on natural insight, but that is not how I reveal my direction. My ways are not discovered through analysis, they are uncovered through discernment. And discernment flows from intimacy, not intellect. That's why I allowed seasons of silence, moments of emptiness, and stretches where answers felt far. Not because I was distant, but because I was teaching you to tune your ear to a higher frequency. I was training you to hear me in ways that transcend sound, through stillness, through trust, through the depths of relationship. Right now, in this very moment, something new is beginning to awaken within you. A fresh awareness is stirring, an inner sensitivity that allows you to perceive what was previously hidden from your understanding. You will begin to discern opportunities where others only notice problems. You will discover direction in places where most see only barriers, because I am not equipping you with ordinary tools, but with divine weapons. I am preparing you to tread unfamiliar territory with a boldness that doesn't come from your own strength, but from the supernatural confidence I am instilling within you. And as you take each step forward, you will find the ground rising to meet your foot, not before you move, not from a place of comfort, but only when faith is activated. Many have chosen to pause, afraid of missteps, worried about the unknown, but I have not called you to stand still in fear. I've called you to move with trust. Even if the direction feels unclear, even if not all the answers are in your hands, keep advancing. Because every faith-filled move will be supported by my power. I don't measure your worth by flawless execution. I respond to the heart that believes, to the obedience that dares to act despite uncertainty. And if you choose to lean into what I'm depositing into your spirit, I will take what once seemed irrational and validate it through undeniable fruit. This next season isn't about reward. It's about assignment. It's about purpose unfolding through you. The revelations I'm about to give are not simply for personal benefit, they're part of something far more expansive. Everything I entrust to you will carry kingdom weight. You will be sent into environments where your presence alone will begin to shift the atmosphere. You'll speak, and restoration will begin, not because of your eloquence, but because I will saturate your words, your eyes, your gestures with my presence. You are being placed strategically, exactly where I want you. Nothing happening in your life is accidental. Every change you've encountered, every sudden departure, every unexpected encounter has been a piece of my orchestration. I do not act without intention. I do not work through coincidence. I lead with precision. And what you are experiencing now is a divine realignment, a recalibration of your path to perfectly intersect with a mission that stretches far beyond any plan you could have imagined for yourself. Even what once appeared to be a loss, a delay, or a sudden detour will now be revealed for what it truly was: a necessary release to separate you from what could not follow you into the next level. I am preparing to do something entirely different in and through your life, something that will defy tradition, challenge expectations, and leave even those closest to you in awe. I am unveiling a blueprint over your destiny that has never before been displayed. You were never meant to follow the crowd, repeat old patterns, or mimic what others have done. You've been handpicked to forge ahead where roads didn't exist. Where others met obstacles, you will step into open space. Where others saw wilderness, you will reap a bountiful harvest. Where rejection held others back, favor will propel you forward, because I am setting a seal upon you unseen to the world, but unmistakable in the spirit. It is the seal of those I've chosen to be pioneers, carriers of a divine shift, those whose touch marks a clear before and after. I will enlarge your vision and expand your perception. What once looked like lack will now appear to you as land ready to bloom. What once felt like limitation will now look like a doorway of faith. And when others watch you and ask and wonder, how have you endured? How do you keep your hope? How do you still move forward? Your answer will be clear: it is not your own might, but my grace that holds you. And grace does not falter, fade, or fail. It surrounds you with consistency, unwavering, and enduring, just like my promises. I am granting you wisdom to make decisions rooted in clarity. No more missteps guided by external noise or emotional urgency. I will illuminate your path, what to pursue, when to act, and whom to align with. The fog of confusion will lift. The cycle of wandering ends here. What used to demand years of effort and tears will now come into order with one simple, obedient step. For you are stepping into a season where obedience will be your most powerful weapon. What others chase with strain, you will access by trust. And never forget, I don't look for those already equipped, I equip those I call. Don't dwell on what you think is still missing. I will perfect it all at the right moment. Just keep moving forward, for you are about to witness, with your own eyes, that what once felt delayed has now arrived in fullness. If you still believe in the authority of your God, if deep down you know that no man, no medicine, no institution has the final say, but that it belongs to the Lord of hosts, then pause. Don't scroll past this moment. Don't exit this message. This isn't a coincidence. It's not a digital mishap or a random algorithm fluke. This is a divine appointment, my voice echoing through this moment, reaching out to you, speaking straight into the core of your being. That tiny act of faith, just a like, a share, or a pause to reflect, is not for me, not for the messenger, but a sign to the one who sees all, who formed your soul and hears your silence. I know what burdens you carry. I've seen the weight you hold behind your eyes, the nights when your tears had no witness. Don't think I've turned away. Don't believe the silence means I've been absent. I've been right there, closer than breath, present in every sigh, every silent prayer, every flicker of hope you dared to hold on to. What you're enduring right now is not your final chapter. This pain is not your punishment, and your suffering is not the conclusion. It is the middle of the story, the pressing that brings out your purpose. You are not abandoned, you are being shaped. I am the God who turns grief into growth, sorrow into strength, who takes the barren places and makes them bloom. This hardship was not sent to break you, but to build you. to uncover the power I placed within you, the gifts that only rise in adversity, in fire, in the midnight hour of the soul. I witnessed you holding yourself together for everyone else, hiding your pain so others wouldn't feel it. I saw the courage in your quiet perseverance, the strength in your silent endurance. I collected every tear, every word you never said aloud. And it is because of this, because I saw, because I care, because I have not forgotten, that today I send forth a divine word, a heavenly decree, spoken directly to your spirit. No, not a decree crafted by human hands, not one authorized by systems or limited by diagnosis, but a word that pours forth from my eternal throne, pure, sovereign, and unstoppable. Today, I speak not as a distant figure, but as your Father, your protector, your ever-present deliverer. You are not abandoned. You are not invisible. You are not outside the boundaries of my divine design. You've looked around and assumed everything is unraveling, that the enemy is overtaking the territory of your life, that your prayers rise but fall unheard. But I assure you, in the silence I have been orchestrating something far beyond your understanding, a triumph not born from your efforts, but from my might. What feels like defeat today is the very soil in which I'm planting the seeds of your greatest testimony. Because when I declare a word, it never echoes into nothingness, and when my hand moves, no opposition, earthly or heavenly, can halt my purpose. So I urge you now, stay. Don't scroll past this holy moment. Don't harden your heart. This could be the very window of mercy you've longed for, the divine interruption that awakens your soul to say, "Yes, Lord, I hear you. Speak now. I am ready. My heart is open. My spirit responds to your whisper." Listen closely to the voice rising from the core of eternity, because not one syllable I speak is hollow, and no decree I issue will go unfulfilled. Today, I speak to you with the gentle authority of a father who sees beyond the mask, who knows you more deeply than you've ever known yourself, who designed you with care, numbered the very strands of hair on your head, and has never, not once, looked away from you, not even for a breath. Have you felt like you're suffocating under the weight of uncertainty, like the walls are closing in and clarity has vanished? Let me remind you, no, declare to you, you are not bound, not abandoned, not beyond hope. I am the pathmaker in wastelands, the fountain in dry places, the radiant light in your night of despair. When the adversary launches storms against you, when your strength wanes and sorrow encircles you like a flood, remember this truth. I specialize in taking what was meant to destroy and using it to rebuild. I redeem every pain, every tear, every trial, and I use them to elevate, to transform, to bring beauty from ashes. Nothing you endure is wasted. No challenge you face slips past my divine awareness. What the enemy has plotted for harm, I will turn into a testimony of triumph. Even in the moments when you feel like you've reached the end, when all routes seem blocked, when every door looks sealed shut, and it feels like all hope is fading, if you choose to stand firm in faith, if you dare to believe in my promises, you will witness your God carve out a new way forward. It won't be a path shaped by the wisdom of men or constructed by the logic of the world, but a road forged by my flawless will, built upon the foundation of eternal purpose and divine foresight. I will orchestrate divine appointments. I will align your journey with the right hearts, the right hands, the right moments. Unexpected help will appear, blessings you never thought to ask for will arrive, and revelations will unfold far beyond your imagination. The right opportunities will surface at the exact moment they are meant to. The circumstances you feared would break you will be the very ones that shape you into your destiny. Do not be misled by what your physical eyes perceive. You must learn to see with faith's vision, for I do not conform to human timelines or earthly limitations. I am the God of limitless possibilities, the one who revives what was declared dead, who speaks galaxies into being, who brings to life what no one else can even envision. In every step you take, in every burden you carry, in every moment you feel lost, I am there. I walk beside you, steadying your pace with grace, refining you with mercy, surrounding you with my righteousness. Even if every person walks away, even if the world crumbles around you, even if your own strength is depleted, my faithfulness will still stand. My love will never waver or break. Hold tight to your faith even if it trembles, even if it's only the size of a mustard seed. Don't let go of your trust, for what I have designed for your life surpasses everything your mind can grasp. I will perform wonders in your story not because you have earned them, but because I am who I am, faithful, mighty, merciful, and endlessly compassionate. Never forget there is nothing too great for me. No illness is beyond my healing. No financial burden outweighs my provision. No heart is too shattered for my restoration. Trust the blueprint I have drawn. Surrender to the author of your life. I do not guess. I do not fail. Every direction I give, every path I lay before you, has been calculated with sacred precision. Believe in me. I will lead you with patience and power, and together we will reach the destiny I prepared for you before time began. For before your first breath, I had already chosen you. Before your first step, I had already mapped your journey. And this day, I declare to you once more, within my perfect will, your victory is already assured. Have you ever felt like the burdens of life are just too heavy to carry? Like there are days when your strength vanishes as quickly as mist under the morning sun, and your soul drifts through a fog of confusion and doubt. I know you've wondered whether it's still worth holding on, whether your faith, that precious anchor, is really making a difference. Whether your prayers have risen past your ceiling or simply disappeared into the silence. But let me tell you this, not a single plea hath been overlooked. Every whispered prayer, every tear-soaked word has been carefully gathered and treasured in the courts of heaven. I am the one who sees it all, remembers it all, and responds not always in the moment you expect, nor in the form you imagined, but always in love, always with purpose. I've watched you rise again and again, even when your heart was weary, even when your soul felt drained. I've seen you keep going, silently carrying a weight few understand, quietly fighting battles in the shadows, fiercely protecting a flickering flame of hope that threatened to go out. And I want you to know it has not gone unseen. My gaze has followed you, not with condemnation, but with deep affection, not with scrutiny, but with the gentleness of a father who understands every scar. Every act of trust when doubts screamed louder than truth was a holy step toward the unfolding of my promises. You've thought it was about how much you could endure, but the truth is, it's about how much you're letting me move within you. There are wounds you still carry, questions still unanswered, seasons that still ache with pain, and betrayals that broke your spirit in ways words can't explain. But not everything needs to make sense right away. My plans stretch beyond your comprehension, and my purpose rises above every human explanation. At times, I allow the ground beneath you to tremble, not to crush you, but to unearth what must no longer remain. Sometimes, I close the doors you want open, not to push you away, but to lead you toward what will truly bless you. I did not design your life to be spent in ruins, nor for your spirit to linger in shadows. What you're going through now is deeply real, but it is not final. This season has a start and it will also have an end. And when you emerge on the other side, you will see that the weight of every trial served a divine purpose. The miracle is not always in the spectacle, it's in the transformation that happens quietly, in the renewal of your thoughts, the healing of your soul, the rediscovery of your identity in me. What the enemy hoped would destroy you, I am reshaping into the very material that will make you stronger. Where others see desolation, I see a foundation for new glory. Where the world sees loss, I see the fertile ground for a fresh beginning. There is something sacred being born right in the center of your brokenness. So don't try to outrun this process. Don't fear the fire, because the very thing that tests you will soon become the testimony that sets others free. Remember this: I do not deceive, I do not fail, and I will never forsake you. My loyalty is not dependent on your perfection, nor is my love based on your accomplishments. My covenant is eternal, sealed by the sacrifice of blood, upheld by mercy and grace that never runs dry. Even when your path wavers, I remain steady. Even when you turn away, my hand stays outstretched, ready to lift you again. For what I have started in your life, I will bring to completion. My work in you is far from over. There are still dreams to be awakened, promises waiting to unfold, and wonders yet to be revealed. And though this chapter may feel like the darkest night, I promise you, it is not the final page. My hand still upholds you. My voice still speaks to your heart even when surrounded by the chaos and noise of the world. I am not asking you to have all the answers, I am asking you to trust that I am at work in all things. What I've declared over your life still stands firm. No trial, no diagnosis, no opposition can cancel what has been authored by divine decree. Keep pressing on. Keep your faith alive. The fulfillment of my word has not been forgotten. It arrives not too early, nor too late, but exactly on time. And what I have in store for you will go beyond what you once lost. The silence you've experienced is not neglect. The stillness is not proof of my absence. So often, when things feel motionless and the waiting feels endless, it is in those hidden moments that I'm doing my deepest, most transformative work. It's not about your current perception. It's about my unseen hand working behind the curtain where your natural sight cannot go, where your understanding cannot yet grasp. I never tire. I never stop. My hands are always in motion, carefully setting things in place, drawing connections, preparing the ground for what will soon make perfect sense. There are layers of your story still hidden, chapters still unfolding, parts of the plan I have yet to unveil because their appointed time is not yet here. Every moment of your life has been crafted with intention. Just as the soil must be broken and turned before it can bring forth fruit, so too must your spirit go through seasons of shaking, shifting, and preparation. Not as a form of punishment, but as divine groundwork for what's ahead. I am not wasting a single moment. Every trial, every delay, every transition is under my careful supervision. Not one second of your journey has escaped my attention, and not one event is beyond my command. I am guiding you through every phase, with purpose in every detail, and love at the core of it all. There are moments when you wonder if your past experiences were meaningless, if the people who entered your life and later walked away were missteps or painful voids that can never be filled. But nothing happens without purpose under the heavens. Some individuals were placed in your path to shape you, not to stay forever. Others were meant only for a brief chapter, serving not as permanent companions but as catalysts for growth and change. Don't hold on to what has already completed its assignment in your life. Don't anchor your heart to what I have already moved beyond. I am the God who not only ordains beginnings but also orchestrates endings with infinite wisdom. When I close one door, it is only to unlock gates far greater than what you imagined. When I bring certain stories to a conclusion, it's because the next chapter needs a cleared space and an unburdened heart. You are not wrong to feel deeply, to love sincerely, or to trust wholeheartedly. Your emotions are part of the journey, and I do not dismiss them. But now, it is time to raise your gaze once more, to shift your focus from what has departed to what is waiting ahead. For no loss can exceed my power to redeem, and no wound is beyond my reach to heal. I am calling you into a season where wisdom will take root, where your steps will be governed not by what you see, but by the strength of your belief. This new chapter will refine your discernment, allowing you to distinguish my voice even through the noise. You will come to realize that not everything appealing is meant for you, and not every breakage is a sign of failure. I'm opening your spiritual vision, training your heart to respond not to fleeting emotion, but to the surety of divine guidance. I've gone ahead of you to prepare connections that are genuine, people who will not take from you, but will walk beside you with loyalty and truth. I've prepared moments of alignment, opportunities that won't bring confusion, but clarity and direction. What's approaching is not a recycled version of the past, but a completely new outpouring, something you haven't seen before, yet has always been stored up with your name on it. Every setback you faced, every period of silence, every no you received has been clearing the path and tilling the soil for what I'm about to release. And when it comes, it won't be the result of your striving or cleverness, it will be unmistakably by my hand. So you will know without a doubt that it was I who accomplished it, and no one else. It is not too late for you. You have not missed your moment, nor have you been cast aside. The narrative of your life is still unfolding, and the pages ahead hold the power to redefine everything you've known so far. Though your eyes may not yet behold it, it is already set in motion, and when it finally arrives, you will see that every delay, every detour, was not in vain. From the very moment you were shaped in the secret place, every detail of your being was infused with eternal meaning. You are not a coincidence, nor are you governed by randomness or luck. Every part of your character, every talent you hold, every flaw and strength alike, they've all been fashioned intentionally within the framework of the purpose I envisioned before your first breath. Nothing in you was a mistake. Not one detail of who you are was formed without care. Even when you don't understand why you feel so deeply, why you notice what others overlook, or why your sensitivity feels like both a gift and a burden, know this: it was all authored by me. You were crafted to carry light into shadowed places, to shift the atmosphere with your very presence, not because of your own sufficiency, but because I have placed my divine imprint within you. There have been voices telling you to tone it down, to conform, to hide pieces of yourself to be accepted, but hear this now: you were never meant to blend in. You were created for something distinct. Comparison is a thief of your calling, and its purpose is only to steal your gaze from what truly matters. I'm not looking for replicas, I'm seeking willing hearts. I have set you apart. What others have overlooked, I have treasured. At times you felt misplaced, like you've been walking through a world that doesn't quite recognize the essence you carry. That's because you were designed with a purpose rooted in eternity, and such a calling will always stir resistance in spaces not meant for your growth. Not everyone will comprehend your journey, and not everyone is meant to accompany you to the finish line. This isn't evidence of your inadequacy, but of your assignment's depth. There is a sacred weight resting on your life that not every soul is equipped to carry, and not every heart is prepared to understand. Some will pass by, unaware of the significance within you, but your value is not determined by their understanding. What matters is that you begin to recognize the treasure I've placed inside you. Stop seeking affirmation from those unfamiliar with my design. Cease comparing yourself through the lens of worldly measurements. The magnitude of your purpose cannot be weighed by human scales. The legacy you are shaping, the influence you are building, it may often remain hidden to your own eyes. You are sowing in the spiritual realm, planting seeds that will bear fruit in generations to come. You are constructing something in the unseen while the world remains focused on appearances. And every step you take in trust, even those that seem insignificant, opens pathways in the spirit, shifts the atmosphere, and brings liberty to others in ways you may never fully comprehend. I see your effort. I see your faithfulness and the honesty with which you live, even when it goes unnoticed by others. Do not allow exhaustion to cloud your vision. There is a new realm of revelation on the horizon, about to unfold in your life. It will simply expand your knowledge. It will reshape your path. I will pour fresh insight into your spirit. I will unlock thoughts and ideas that were once beyond your reach. I will breathe new life into your imagination. I will stir up the gifts within you that have been lying dormant. A version of you is about to rise, one you haven't yet encountered, but that heaven has always known. And when that shift happens, you'll realize that every moment leading up to it was a divine preparation, not a punishment, but a purposeful molding. The place you are stepping into requires the growth and wisdom you're gaining right now. So do not be embarrassed by the process. Don't cover the wounds that have already been healed. Those scars are proof of my grace, tokens of the victories we walk through together. Your story won't be theoretical, it will be living truth. You'll speak from the depth of experience, reaching those who now stand where you once did. You'll offer guidance, encouragement, and strength, not because you've mastered it all, but because you've surrendered and allowed me to shape you. Just as I started this journey in you, I will carry it forward until what has only been spoken becomes something you can see and touch. Your destiny is not defined by how quickly you move, but by the direction you remain faithful to. There will be moments that feel stagnant, moments when your actions appear fruitless, and your forward motion seems invisible. Yet beneath the surface, something powerful is taking root. In the stillness you often mistake for delay, I am laying down deep foundations, secure, unshakable ones. What I am building inside of you is not for a temporary breakthrough, but for a lasting transformation. True growth isn't always on display. There are roots that take hold in hidden places long before any visible fruit appears. In the same way, I have been doing a deep, unseen work within you. What I build is not fragile. It does not bend under pressure. It does not shatter under criticism, nor does it collapse when faced with rejection. My work is designed for eternity. Many chase instant results, but what carries true worth requires time and refinement. Do not be tempted by shortcuts that pull you away from your core purpose. Do not exchange substance for surface, nor loyalty to me for fleeting applause. I never called you to impress crowds, I called you to bring transformation. What I'm establishing in you is not a passing phase. I am developing a strength of character that will remain steadfast under the weight of your future calling. I'm forming in you a faith that is not shaken by emotion or circumstance. I am preparing your heart and spirit to carry what you've long prayed for and to steward with wisdom the things I have yet to release. When the appointed time comes, nothing will be able to hinder the unveiling of what I've set aside for you. Yes, there are battles you didn't invite, challenges you never sought but I permitted them, for each one has been instrumental. Not every storm is sent by the enemy. I have used some of them to refine your patience, to sharpen your discernment, and to deepen your dependence on me. The tears you've wept have not been wasted. Each one is sown in the fields of heaven and will bloom when the moment is right. Even your lowest points, the moments when you felt completely drained, have served a higher purpose, to reveal the fullness of my power. Because in your weakest hour, my strength is made perfect. Don't attempt to prevail using only your own strength. Learn the sacred rhythm of leaning into my leading. Forward movement doesn't always mean speed, sometimes it means staying rooted. Stay in me, even when everything around you screams otherwise. You are not racing anyone else. There is no need to mirror another's journey or to weigh your pace against theirs. The calling I have placed upon your life is unlike any other, and what I've orchestrated for you stands beyond comparison. I have charted your path with divine precision, every curve, every pause, every new beginning, even the missteps you thought were failures. I will redeem them all by my grace. What the enemy attempted to use to distract or derail you, I will transform into fuel for greater clarity and purpose. Do not be afraid of what you think is wasted time. I am the Lord who restores and redeems time itself. What felt stuck, I can accelerate in an instant. What looked shattered, I can rebuild into something far more radiant than before. And now, this message that has stirred your spirit draws to a close, not because I have stopped working, but because the next phase no longer depends on hearing, but on moving. What is required now are not more confirmations, but bold steps of faith. The moment has arrived to step out, not in hesitation, but in assurance. Everything necessary has been spoken. Everything needed has been affirmed. And now, step into motion and watch how I am glorified through the work of your hands, through the person you're becoming, and through the blessings that will flow into your life. All of heaven rejoices for what is about to unfold through you.